Much like the general populace, celebrities are no exception to the growing anime fandom. Numerous examples can be found among some of the most popular names in the world who have a completely unexpected anime lover persona. Ranging from actors, businessmen, and even Olympic stars, anime has taken over the minds of numerous popular people. So hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we will be discussing some of the most popular male celebrities who love anime. Now mind you, the following list is in no particular order or ranking. That said, let's begin. First up, we have one of the most iconic personalities on the internet, as it is a face we have all known and come to love. And it is none other than the man who played Harry Potter himself, Daniel Radcliffe. Starring in one of the biggest cultural phenomena of the 21st century, Daniel Radcliffe has been an iconic part of everyone's childhood. But what's even more interesting for anime fans like us is that he has recently admitted that he would love to get into anime. In a Wired autocomplete interview, he claimed that he would definitely love to get into the medium, as he doesn't specifically know what classifies as anime and what doesn't. He claimed that he is a massive fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which by definition may not be an anime, but is by far the most anime-style Western animation produced to date. Seeing his interest in series like Avatar, Daniel Radcliffe and the part of his fandom that likes anime think that he should definitely get into anime, if he already hasn't done so off the record. Next up, we have one of the most iconic faces from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Terry Crews. Having had a full career as a former football player, a wonderful host, and a successful actor starring in brilliant sitcoms through the years, there's just one more thing that Crews would have liked to do in his life. As an avid fan of one of the most mature classics of all time, Ghost in the Shell, Crews would have liked to do a remake of the movie himself, as is evident from his tweets back in 2012. Terry is a die-hard fan, as he claims to rewatch the movie every few months just to freshen up his experience. It is an amazing contrast to his role in most sitcoms as the fun, laid-back guy, considering Ghost in the Shell deals with mature political themes and has an overall dark undertone. Despite such a stark contrast, Terry absolutely adores the franchise and is not shy to publicly express his love for it, becoming a very welcome addition to the anime community. Moving further up the list, we have one of the fittest in the entertainment industry. One of the most iconic performers of modern flicks like Baywatch and artistically beautiful films like The Greatest Showman is no stranger to the vast and engaging world of anime. Zach has publicly displayed his affection for the medium, especially for one of the most popular anime of all time, Death Note. He adores the series so much that at one point, he was in talks of starring as Light Yagami in the Netflix live-action adaptation of the modern classic. Despite not being able to fulfill his dream of being a part of his favorite anime due to circumstances, his love for the medium remains vastly known to the world. He has also been associated with loving one of the classic shonen series, D. Gray Man. And so, Zac Efron gets his well-earned place on our list for his public display of affection for the medium we admire so much. Moving from the serious jocks towards the comic relief guys, it is high time we discuss what a character Bill Burr is. He is an American stand-up comedian, actor, and also a podcaster. Listening to his podcasts, you can truly grasp how funny he is and how he is so good in all the acting roles he has done in various sitcoms throughout the years. He also starred in one of the most popular TV series of all time, Breaking Bad. His love for anime came into public view when he talked about his love for One Punch Man on his podcast. He claimed that it had sparked contrasting reactions in his followers, and it was really funny seeing everybody's reactions. He claimed that on top of being hilarious, One Punch Man represents the darker undertones of the corporate world in Japan, with various enemies representing different stages of a corporate employee's life cycle. Listening to his podcasts and seeing the anime through a new lens, many One Punch Man fans have found new reasons to love the series. It is a moment of extreme joy for anime fans seeing that the medium they adore so much is actually gaining recognition worldwide, whether it be actors or sportsmen or even podcasters. Coming towards the music industry now, we have Snoop Dogg, one of the all-time greats in the rapping genre. Snoop Dogg is a vocal anime fan who has never been shy of showing his love for the craft. The most prominent example of his love for the medium is the fact that he uploaded a video on his Instagram dressed up as Naruto. It was a tribute to the ending of the series, as he claimed that Naruto isn't over yet. It is time for Snooparuto in that video. It was uploaded after the manga had ended, and even before that, Snoop Dogg had been spotted reading Naruto by various paparazzi at different points in time. Other than Naruto, Snoop Dogg loves the late Akira Toriyama's classic Dragon Ball Z with all his heart. His love stemmed from his childhood love of series like Speed Racer and Gigantor. It translated to a love for action and shonen anime later in life, evident from his love for Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. It is proof of anime's success when such people from different backgrounds start becoming fans of the medium. It is a proud moment for those who have been invested for so long. Continuing the tradition of famous rappers being fans of anime, we have Chris Brown joining the list. He's a nerd through and through with his immense love for games and anime. Way back in 2012, he expressed his love for video games and cartoons. After some time, he got more specific about what type of cartoons he actually watches, and that's where he mentioned Japanese anime. He seems to be a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, and the oldest anime of all time, Astro Boy. Seeing his interest in such old titles, we can assume that he is a fan through and through. He was also spotted donning a One Piece shirt, and it has been assumed that he's a big fan of this pirate adventure as well from this public gesture of admiration. More recently, he has tweeted about the classic series Spriggan and how it has become his favorite anime. All in all, Chris Brown may be considered the king of R&B, but deep inside, on a personal level, he's just another nerd who loves to watch anime and play games in his free time. Gracing this list now is one of the most legendary directors of all time, Sir Quentin Tarantino. His love for this medium isn't hidden from anyone, as he has claimed on various occasions that he is a big fan of the classic Ghost in the Shell film. He's also part of Blood: The Last Vampires fandom. His love for the medium goes beyond simple admiration, as he has blended Japanese animation into one of the most well-received films, Kill Bill Volume 1. There is a full 7-minute sequence in the film centered around a character's backstory that is pure animation. It was made by Production IG at Tarantino's request. And that's how we have come to know how big of an anime fan Quentin Tarantino is. He has also expressed great remorse for not being able to draw, as he would have loved to make an anime himself. But as the whole medium is based on creating storyboards from scratch and drawing them in at least a decent manner, he believes that he cannot put his vision to paper with his limited skill set. However, that confirms one thing. If Quentin Tarantino could draw, the world would at least have one more banger anime to watch. But we don't live in a perfect world, and that's as big a disappointment for fans as it is for Tarantino. Hopefully, he can one day find a way to grace the television with his vision for a unique anime. Tarantino may be a legend, but there are plenty more celebrities we have yet to discuss. And so, we move to Michael B. Jordan, who has pretty much taken it upon himself to promote anime on international platforms. He has been an anime fan for a long time, but he has just recently started coming into his own after his directional debut in his new movie, Creed 3. The Black Panther star had a lot to say about how anime has influenced so many of his directional choices, along with character dynamics. He draws genuine inspiration from the medium and is hoping that other people will recognize the medium as a source of endless potential as well. In an interview, he was asked to list the top 5 anime one should see if he has not watched anything from the medium before, and his go-to suggestions were exactly what a long-term anime fan would recommend. He named One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, and Hunter x Hunter then and there to get people invested in the medium, showing that he's all in when it comes to anime. Tobey Maguire, the original Spider-Man, has invaded the list with his sticky Spidey fingers, as he is, to everybody's surprise, another anime fan. Maguire is one of the most popular media icons of this century, credited to his role in the Sam Raimi classic trilogy of Spider-Man. But he's not just a nerd in his Peter Parker role, as he is a big anime fan in real life as well. His favorite series appears to be Robotech, while he's also a big fan of classics like the original Macross series. His passion for anime goes far beyond this, as his production company, back in 2007, acquired the rights to make a Robotech film. Of course, Maguire placed himself in the lead role there, but some things are not meant to happen. Just like Zac Efron's Death Note, this project could not bear any fruit, and Maguire had to lose the rights later to the production giant Sony in 2015. But taking away production rights doesn't take away his love for the medium. In his heart, he will always be a Robotech fan. This list just keeps on getting interesting. As we move forward, we are getting closer and closer to people who have dedicated years of their time to incorporate anime into their craft. Andrew W.K. is one of them. The full-time popular music icon and occasionally your weather forecast guy on TV, Andrew has it all when it comes to achieving the height of popularity in his craft. But what's surprising about this rock metal guy is that he has actually released a full album singing English covers of arguably the most popular Japanese franchise of all time apart from Pokemon. Yep, you guessed it right. It's Gundam. His classic 2009 album, Gundam Rock, contains English covers of the songs from this mecha franchise, with the beautiful cover art drawn by one of the closest people related to Gundam, Kenjiro Tsuda. Andrew's music may go hard, but it definitely doesn't go as hard as his passion for Gundam. Next up, we have Leonardo DiCaprio, the face of Hollywood. Ever since his box office breaking role in Titanic, Leo has continued to rise in the world of entertainment, representing a hefty amount of characters throughout the years and working with some of the absolute geniuses of the industry like Martin Scorsese and Christopher Nolan. He has made his mark. But what impresses a man who has such an illustrious career is nothing other than Hayao Miyazaki's intricate world of Ghibli films. In a discussion with Martin Scorsese on Letterboxd, Leo casually brought up Studio Ghibli's magnum opus, Spirited Away. He recommended the legend to watch it as soon as possible, and also discussed other Ghibli works like Princess Mononoke. It is clear that Ghibli films are a huge part of Leo's life, as he discussed them along with other classics like Killer of the Flower Moon as his source of inspiration. And so, Hayao Miyazaki's mesmerizing world of comfort and creativity impresses and touches yet another soul, and it has definitely touched such a special soul this time. There is no shortage of rappers on this list, and Frank Ocean's addition isn't helping the case either. The singer is such a big fan of Dragon Ball Z that he actually ingrained one of the characters from the show into one of his songs. The said song is called Pink Matter, and it actually alludes Majin Buu in its lyrics. There was also the one time that Dragon Ball Z was actually playing in the background of this song. If nothing else, Frank Ocean is definitely a hardcore fan of Dragon Ball Z, and is not afraid to make references to it in his songs. Yup, you guessed it right. It's time to unveil yet another legend of the Hollywood industry. Robin Williams has inspired a whole generation of human beings. His works are absolute classics, and it truly feels like he embodies the characters he portrays. But on top of being such a brilliant performer, he was one of the biggest nerds you'll ever find. He loved games to the point that he named his daughter Zelda. He loved anime so much that he actually owned many figurines from one of his favorite titles, Neon Genesis Evangelion. His love for anime was not limited to this though, as he also loved Cowboy Bebop and Vampire: The Last Blood. It seems that whether it is space cowboys journeying through space or crazy vampires sucking the blood out of each other, Robin Williams would have watched it as long as it piqued his interest. His all-time favorite, just like a lot of other celebrities on the list, was of course Ghost in the Shell. There have also been reports of his daughter actually owning a signed copy of Paranoia Agent from the author of the series. And so, even after his death, just like his artistic performances in the film industry inspired millions of people, his personal interest in such a rich medium inspires anime fans across the world. And speaking of inspirations, we have yet another inspirational personality lined up just for you. Pharrell Williams' love and appreciation for the medium can be judged from the fact that he actually collaborated with a Japanese artist to make a stunning and magical music video, encapsulating the brilliance of anime and combining it with his own style. The music video is inspired by classic retro video games and incorporates Lollis, a staple of the anime medium, to make it a fun and enthralling experience for the viewers. Obviously, this definitely wouldn't have been possible without a deep understanding of how the world of anime works and how it is viewed across the globe. His love for anime is also evident from the fact that he later collaborated with Hatsune Miku, a popular anime VTuber who embodies the persona of an anime girl. So, if that doesn't convince the world he's into anime, then it's impossible to know what will, to be honest. This list is already brimming with so much talent that adding Christian Bale, the Oscar-winning prodigy, and by far the best live-action version of Batman himself, feels like overkill. But here we are. Bale is one of the finest actors that Hollywood has ever produced. His roles range from a twisted psycho, to a righteous vigilante, to a charismatic magician. But we are not here to talk about his absolute jaw-dropping talent. We are more interested in what he actually likes in terms of entertainment. Turns out, the dark and twisted Patrick Bateman from American Psycho actually loves Studio Ghibli films. It is once again an example of how meticulously crafted Hayao Miyazaki's world is, seeing how there is always something for everyone in it. Christian Bale loved the Ghibli movies so much that he wanted to be a part of that universe. Hence, he told his production agency about it and later became the voice of one of the finest looking men in fiction, Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. It's a pleasant surprise seeing people like Bale being into anime, but what's even more surprising is them actually striving to be a part of it. Such things truly bring the world of anime to life. Breaking the top 5 is obviously everybody's ideal and a living example of an anime character in real life, Keanu Reeves. On top of looking like the coolest character from every single anime and starring in the Cyberpunk game, Keanu himself is a big fan. Famous for his iconic portrayal of Neo in The Matrix, Keanu was told to watch Akira and Ghost in the Shell to get accustomed to cyberpunk settings and get the feel of what he was about to do. He was more than happy to do it, and as a result, it all paid off in the end. He claims to love the stories told in anime and says that it is one of the coolest things out there. On the other hand, he also absolutely loves Cowboy Bebop. He is such a massive fan that he wanted to play Spike Spiegel, the protagonist in a live-action series. However, just like all other attempts at a celebrity trying to get a live-action contract, this one could not come to life as well. And just like Keanu, we were all left completely disappointed by the reality. However, that doesn't change the fact that Keanu Reeves is genuinely one of the most wholesome celebrities with a really elaborate and refined taste in anime, evident from his tweets, interviews, and the undeniable influence of anime on all his action projects. Well, we had too many entries, so we decided to leave this one blank. Jokes aside though, our next entry is none other than the man who gave birth to the greatest meme of the 21st century, the GOAT of wrestling, and recently a mighty fine actor too, John Cena. And just like his appearance and profession, he likes anime with muscular guys in it, evident from his love for Fist of the North Star. He claims that it is one of his childhood favorites, and it's the post-apocalyptic setting that does it for him. He believes that the older anime from the 80s and 90s are really captivating, but currently, anime may not be in a good place according to him. His personality clearly indicates an inspiration from Kenshiro as he grew up watching him. According to his interviews, he loves some other anime as well, but Fist of the North Star still takes the top spot for him, as it's what he feels connected to the most. It's safe to say that the Fist of the North Star is definitely a fitting favorite anime for a man built like John Cena. Now that we are in the top 3, every celebrity seems to be so well known to the general populace. Well, anime does have that kind of effect on people. The king of rapping, Kanye West, absolutely loves anime. His specific tastes are a bit odd compared to other celebrities, as he prefers the erotic comedy of Golden Boy. But who cares about that? What's more important is how absolutely top tier his taste is when it comes to anime films. Kanye's favorite anime film of all time is Akira. Yes, this is about the artistic masterpiece that is a benchmark for generations of new anime films to come. Kanye's love for the movie runs so deep that he keeps mentioning it over and over again. He once got really surprised about Spirited Away being higher in some YouTubers' top 10 anime films list. He tweeted that he doesn't agree with that at all. So, even Hayao Miyazaki's Oscar-winning film is not better than Kanye's personal favorite anime film, Akira. All in all, whether it be Golden Boy, Spirited Away, or his beloved Akira, we now know that Kanye is an anime fan, just like all of us. And that's enough for longtime anime enthusiasts like us. For the next one, we might need to get the adults on board with us, as it's time to finally address how big of an anime nerd Samuel L. Jackson is. He's not just an icon in Hollywood with his classic and unique style, he's also a longtime anime fan. Well, of course, that's owing to the fact that he has lived very long as well. Well, jokes aside, Jackson's love for Japanese animation is no secret. According to the record, his first anime was Ninja Scroll. He loved it so much that he actually started snooping around to find more of the same. And that he did, in action-packed series like Black Lagoon and Afro Samurai. And speaking of Afro Samurai, it's another Christian Bale case here, as the English voice for the coolest swordsman of all time with an afro is none other than the man of the hour, Samuel L. Jackson. His fanatic level can be seen from the anime merch he buys, as he has reportedly posted at least one picture on his socials wearing a shirt with Fujitora from One Piece on it. On top of that, there have been so many memes regarding his views on hentai being pure art, which of course have no proper source to back them up, but that just goes to show how big of an icon he is among anime fans. And our showstopper, the closer of this list, and probably the biggest celebrity of this generation, is none other than one of the richest people in the entire world right now. Yep, it's definitely the owner of Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter, Elon Musk. Apart from launching rockets into space and buying the biggest social media platform on a whim, Elon Musk is also a big fan of anime. He has tweeted about Your Name being an absolute masterclass, while also actively participating in discussions about one of the most popular classics in the anime medium, Neon Genesis Evangelion. We all know how awesome these two shows are, and it's reassuring that the richest man in the world thinks so too. Elon has been an absolute treat as a social media icon these past few years, as he has actively participated in numerous anime discussions on the platform. One of the examples is obviously the tweet about Misato being the best girl in Neon Genesis Evangelion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to be notified of any latest uploads. That said, see you in the next one.